Hey, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2013 sequel, action-adventure thriller horror film. There's a lot of blood in this. Kick-Ass 2. 3 years after the first film came out, 2 years in regards to plot. It's revealed that Dave is a senior in high school, which means he was a junior in the first film. And it's revealed that Mindy is 15 years old starting high school, which means she was 13 years old in the first film. But the math's not mathin' because she acts like a 10-year-old in the first film. She doesn't act like a 13-year-old in the first film. So I don't know about that. A little weird. Chloe Grace Moretz plays Mindy. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was Aaron Johnson at that point, does an incredible job with Dave Lazuski, a.k.a. Kick-Ass. So they recasted Todd because Evan Peters was doing his American Horror Story stuff. I get it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. You have Clark Duke who's back playing his character of Marty. You have a bunch of other people coming into the mix, but I don't like how what's his name? John Laguza was in there for maybe 4 scenes. Incredible actor in there for 4 scenes. I don't like how Jim Carrey, incredible actor, in there for 6 scenes, if that, playing the Colonel. I don't like how certain characters were introduced and killed immediately. Like, you have these big stars, you have these big names, this very talented group of individuals, and you kill them in 2 scenes later. It was a little weird. Matthew Vaughn didn't direct it. Matthew Vaughn didn't write it. So it doesn't have that Matthew Vaughn charm that the first film has. And we talked about that charm. I never read the comics. I never read the books. I don't have the full understanding of the full character development. It's a problematic second film, specifically in a beginnings of an assault scene, with Christopher Mintz-Plazet's character of Chris DeMarco, aka Red Mist, who is now no longer Red Mist, but the mother effer in this. Beginnings of assault on Kick-Ass's current girlfriend, and I was like, I didn't remember it. I saw this film once in the theaters. I saw this film once when it came out. After that, that's it. Because certain scenes are very, I can't watch them. It's just problematic. That's the best word for it. It's not even cringe. It's just problematic. And then at the end, you have this moment where Chloe's character, and I had to look this up. Chloe had to be like 15 when they filmed this, give or take, right? So she's 15 playing a 15-year-old. And Aaron is my age. We were both born in the 90s. So if this came out in 2013, that means they filmed it in 2012. So he was 22, she was 15. And they had to have a kiss at the end. And you're watching it now because times are very different now than they were back then. And we discuss things now of certain ages of relationships, etc., are not appropriate. And you watch this 15-year-old girl kiss this 22-year-old guy, pretending that they're 15 and 17 years old, and it's just creepy. It's just creepy. I can't watch it and say, oh, look at the two of them. Look at the cute high school couple, the 15 and the 17-year-old, which is normal. 15-year-olds date 17-year-olds. It's just normal. It's high school. But knowing that a 15-year-old playing a 15-year-old is kissing a 22-year-old playing a 17-year-old, it breaks it. It breaks it. I don't know how else to explain it. It was just a very creepy, cringe. That part was cringe. I'll give that part cringe. The first part I mentioned was problematic. This part is cringe. I don't know, man. I don't know how that was approved. I don't know how they got her parents on board for that as well. I don't know. I don't understand how that happened. The film is okay in regards to the lead up to the middle, and then once Jim Carrey's character of the Colonel just dies immediately 6 scenes later after being introduced, I was like, what the hell was the point of keeping him in the film? Why advertise him as this big character in the trailer and the poster, stuff like that, if you're gonna just kill him halfway through the film? What's the point of that? It was weird. I didn't like the push of it. I didn't like the marketing of it. I didn't like a lot of parts of this film. Despite the fact you cannot blame the talent, I give no hardships towards Chloe. I have no hardships towards Aaron. I think they do a great job with the characters they're given. There's character development through this. That's the point of this. A lot of racism in this particular film, which is called out, but it was then a question of stereotype versus archetype, which was a funny, quick moment, but still it was a weird bit. So again, I don't know how much of this was accurate to the books. And if it is accurate to the books, do I want to read the books? Which is unfortunate to say because the first film is absolutely wonderful. I like the concept. I love the character. I love the main character. Kick-Ass is awesome. But the rest of the stuff that I'm seeing now, revisiting these films many years later, problematic. So, it's interesting how culture has changed. Cultural perspectives on certain aspects have changed. Conversations are now, we are able to have conversations now that we didn't think to have back then. So when you're watching something from 15 and 12 years ago, now in a very different political climate, it's interesting. And I say interesting because things change. And I think that's the point. Growth, learn from your past mistakes, which got you to the present, and what you do in the present shows how the future can be. I'm all for it. I'm all for learning. I'm all for change. I'm all for the affirmation of learning and change. Admitting wrongs or misconceptions, which were wrong, learning, right? Holding accountability for the better tomorrow. I feel like this is a perfect example of that. When you're watching this sequel film, which came out in 2013, which means it had to have been filmed in 2012. I was 22, 23 at that point, respectively. 2012 and 2013, I was 22 and 23. So was Aaron. He's the same age. He's a few months younger than me, but we're both born in 90. So I think watching this from the perspective we are at now, after all of these different movements and bringing to light certain conversations, it's hard to watch it as I did then, because we didn't talk about those things then. We didn't acknowledge those things then. We didn't think they were inappropriate back then. But now we have a better understanding, so it's healthy to grow. It's unfortunate that certain things you can't enjoy as you did back then, and then when you're looking at it now and you're saying, why did I enjoy it back then? It's because we didn't have these conversations. We didn't think things were wrong when they were wrong. And that's what's interesting about progress, is that you get to see the change. You get to see the change for the better future, the better tomorrow. Enough preaching. It's just my insight on this particular sequel film, which I have no interest in ever watching again. But first film, I will continue watching. The first film is a very wonderful film. So, Kick-Ass 2, 2013 sequel film. Thank you for the conversation starter. On to the next review. Mahalo.